Hello from Queensland. My name is Richard Brooking, and if you're getting this, it's because I've sent you an email in relation to a fellowship I'm doing, Churchill Fellowship I'm applying for in March this year, on lived experience programs to reduce youth offending and inform policy. And part of that process is to look at what's happening in Australia. And I'm making this video in the hopes to sort of engage with you more and connect with you more, and and just give you a sense of who I am. So, like I said, I'm from Queensland and I work in policy at the moment, and I'm an admitted lawyer. I have lived experience myself. That is the driver behind this application and the whole of the experience thing in general. I spent nearly 15 years involved in crime, starting from a young age. About 10 years ago I was in prison, got out and spent the last 10 years rehabilitating myself, which I have. I work in policy now, and I'm an admitted lawyer, and looking to sort of improve outcomes for these youth, just simply because I understand where they're going and how hard it is to turn your life around when you've been involved in crime for so long. So what I'm hoping to get from you is a few things. The first thing is, are you interested in this topic, and would you listen to me speak? So they want to know, the Churchill Fellowship Board wants to know, is the information going to be disseminated? The second thing I'd like to know is, do you use lived experience, and are there any areas you'd like to know more about? You may have a gap in your work and say, look, we would like to have lived experience here, but we're not quite sure how to do it. I could look at best practices in that. I have quite a few networks overseas I can reach out to and find problems, and it's just my own lived experience myself is somewhat of I know it's like a gateway or a key to talking to other lived experience people who are doing these programs. So I can network quite fluidly, I guess would be a good way to put it. There are two programs that I do have a bit to do with, and I have contacts who are doing it. The first one is like youth leadership teams. So the Annie Casey Foundation, who I network through, they fund youth leadership teams, and they're becoming quite popular, both in detention and out of detention. And these could be used to inform operational policy, programs, or even legislation. And the second one I look at is Credible Messenger, which is using paid lived experience mentors to help the families and the youth. Having someone with lived experience is able to sort of connect with the youth a bit more and understand the problems. You might be aware that a lot of people who work in detention centre, they generally have a sort of a lived experience component to it. Probably not bad enough that they've been disqualified from working with youth, but they certainly, from my experience, generally have lived experience to some degree. So they're the programs that I'm initially looking at. But you may think to yourself, well, I know this program over here, and we want Richard to look at this. As long as it has a youth component to it and a lived experience component to it, it could be drugs, alcohol, cultural, lived experience can be quite broad. If you have a program you look at, just mention that and say, I'd like to look at this, and I can make contact and sort of create it as part of my plan. Thanks for listening, and I hope this helped me engage with you a bit more instead of just sending words in an email. Look forward to hopefully collaborating with you. Thanks for that.